guys, it's Sarah here on TFL Car, and I'm with a 2018 Volkswagen Passat R-Line today. Now yes, this is an R-Line, not an R. There's a big difference between this being a R, like the Volkswagen Golf R, and this being a Passat R-Line. Let's start off with what is good about this car. First thing that is good about it, obviously, is the styling. I think the R-Line package looks great, but that's just because I personally like the styling of the Golf R model. It's just slightly aggressive, but in a very undertoned kind of subtle way, and I really appreciate that about the Golf R. Now the Passat R-Line carries those same attributes with the styling. It's subtle but mildly aggressive and just very classy and clean looking, and I think this is a great package as far as appearance wise. It looks good. The 19-inch alloy wheels on here are amazing looking with this. I don't want to call them gunmetal, but they have a slight dark tint to them when you see them in person, and I really like the style of the wheel itself too. I personally just wish the chrome on the grille was not chrome. I think it would look good if it was done in the same finish as the 19-inch wheels on here, or even just no chrome at all. Maybe have it all gloss black or color matched to the exterior of the car. I'm just not a big fan of chrome on modern vehicles. As far as the interior styling goes, it's clean, it's simple, it's basic in here. It's traditional Volkswagen interior. I definitely like the gloss black accents around the infotainment and on your steering wheel, especially on the steering wheel with this flat bottom wheel. It's a really good looking steering wheel, and it's incredible how small the airbag has gotten on cars in recent years. It's just such a tiny little airbag compartment in the center of the steering wheel. Also, I definitely like this brushed aluminum trim. It looks nice, but the silver plastic stuff above it kind of ruins it for me. I think it would have been nicer if they could have put like a gloss black piano trim there instead of this weird zippy silver. The exterior color combo with this light gray interior, I'm a huge fan of, but I would caution getting an interior this color, especially if you have kids, because I could see this getting dirty very quickly. But it is a nice looking interior. I like the contrast of having the black carpets and the black on the top of the dashboard. What else is good about this car is the price. It's a cheap car, and it doesn't feel that cheap. Now it is missing some features like keyless start. It doesn't have push button start. That's kind of a setback because it's kind of expected now. You're seeing it in so many cars. You're like, oh, I have to stick the key and turn it still. I don't know. I was surprised that it didn't have push button start with this R-Line package. The other good thing I like about the Passat is the room. This thing is so incredibly spacious inside, and I can't believe the back seat, how roomy the back seat is. Here, let me show you. Let's see. Oh wow, okay. Gotta bang my shoes off. Don't wanna get dirt back here. Oh wow, oh my God. Dude, for real, there is so much legroom on the back of this car. I have the driver's seat positioned where I was driving, and I'm 5'11", so yeah, I am a Sasquatch. There is a ton of headroom as well. I'm definitely impressed with this Passat. There is so much room back here. This is impressive. Overall, it's just a really nice, quiet cabin. It's a nice car to cruise in. It looks good, and I think it has a lot going for it, especially with how affordable this car is. Now on with the bad. Excuse me, turkeys. I'm trying to film a YouTube video here. Could you please hurry up and cross the street? It'd be greatly appreciated. Now, this may seem kind of odd since I am praising the R-Line appearance package itself, but I just think it shouldn't be called R-Line. I feel like the R name for Volkswagen should be left for the top tier R models, the high performance models. And I get they put R-Line after it, but I think maybe they should just pick a different letter in the alphabet, like call it the W line or the Q line or the I line. I don't know, just something different. I don't agree with it being R line. I feel like it should be something not as good as the R line. The next thing I don't like about the Passat, and this is all Passat models, is the fact that the US completely gets hosed when it comes to the Passat. We don't get the same Passat as Europe. We have this kind of watered down, dumbed down American version of it, and I don't know, I just miss the older Passats where they were kind of high class. They were just a notch above a regular family economy car. It was something special about them. I get they have to do it for sales purposes, and they were trying to sell more Passats to a different market by cheapening the Passat, but I don't know, I don't like that. I want the old Passat back. The last thing I don't like about the Passat, and I'm going to briefly explain to you what the difference is between longitudinal and transversely mounted layouts. This Passat is equipped with the 3rd gen EA 888 B3, and this is the Budak cycle engine. Now this is a 2-liter, and it is a transversely mounted engine, which means the cylinder head, because it's an inline-4, goes widthwise of the car and your transmission is off to the side. Now if this was a longitudinally mounted setup, you would have the cylinder head on an inline-4 would be going lengthwise with the car, with like your belts at the front, and the transmission would be at the rear of the engine. Hopefully I explained that well enough, I think. Shutting the hood. Oh wow, this thing is hard to shut. The B1, the B2, and the B5 generation Passats all had a longitudinally mounted drivetrain layout, which means the engine was sitting in front with the transmission behind it. And I think that made the car really unique when you had the front wheel drive model, because it still had the engine layout as you would see in a traditional rear or all-wheel drive drivetrain configuration. And I thought that was really cool, and it made it a lot easier to work on, especially from a mechanic perspective, because what Volkswagen and Audi Group calls it is the service position. You basically take off the nose of the car and you can access the engine way easier than you can in these transversely mounted layouts. Now on to the weird, and I like the weird things about a car. The first thing that I found really weird on this Passat is you can't pop the hood without opening the driver's door. And it's kind of smart, I guess, if you have people that have issues with popping their hoods while they're driving down the highway, because that would be extremely dangerous. But the way the door is set up, the plastic inner door panel covers the latch to lift the hood, so you can't pop the hood on this thing when you're driving. It doesn't let you, and I thought that was really weird, and it's kind of cool too at the same time. The next thing I found weird is actually on the dash. Underneath the hazard button between the 2 center vents is a little logo that says Passat, and it's different, it's weird, it's kind of cute how it has Passat and these little chrome letters in the vent, and it reminds you while you're driving the car that you're in a Passat. And it's weird and it's cute and I like it. The last thing I found weird about the Passat was, honestly, I don't know if it's just me that's weird for noticing this or if it's actually the car that's weird, but the button next to your speedometer to reset your trip meter, I almost called it a tripometer, I don't think that's a real word. It says ooh set. It's O.O/set to zero out your trip meter, but it looks like it says ooh set. I don't know why, I just thought that was really weird. Maybe I'm weird, whatever. So my final thoughts on this Passat R-Line. What do I like about it? I like the styling. I think it's great value for what you're getting. It looks a lot more expensive than it really is, and that's what's great about the R-Line trim. It's an appearance package, and I think that's what you need to understand, is this is an appearance package, so it shouldn't be confused with a high performance R model, which goes to say, I don't know why they call it an R-Line, why they couldn't just choose a different name for that package. That way it isn't so confusing with R, you see it, you're like, oh, that's a Passat R. And you're like, oh no, it's slow, it's not. So I don't know. I like it, I think it's good value, and it's something different. It's not an Accord, it's not a Camry, it's a Passat. You don't see them as often as those two main choices. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next week with another. Bye.